back out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom called Babylon, which we know is getting ready to fight with how much we how fast with their technology. So they still now if you look at the news, there's a lot more sightings of UFOs and so-called aliens. But that's supposed to happen. If we go to Matthew 21, Matthew 21. Alright, so in Matthew 21, this is the one we read. So, and when they drew nigh unto Jerusalem, and were come to Bethphage unto the Mount of Olives, then sent Yahushua two disciples, saying unto them, Go into the village over against you, and straightway you shall find an ass tied, and a colt with her. Loose them and bring them unto me. Now that doesn't seem like something special, right? It doesn't seem like anything, right? But he knew, Yahushua knew that there was a donkey, a female donkey with the baby tied up at a certain place because he had those spiritual powers. Also, the people were expecting that to happen. They were waiting for that to happen. And that happened in Zechariah 9. Well, we were waiting for that because the prophet of old time spoke about it. Zechariah was like a guy that was set up to be a prophet. You know, but people are driving by and they're looking and, oh, what's that? That's something cool. But we're like, well, for you to understand, we're like a gang, and we don't let just anybody in our gang. Scared. So what that means is if you're falling from a building and you know you're gonna die, you're gonna hit the pavement. We get 10 guys and they all jump off the buildings and 9 of them scream except one of them. The Lord's gonna save the one that didn't scream. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because there's a bunch of terrible things gonna happen. We got the MOTV. You know, that money is going to be digital. So for right now for you guys to understand is money is like you got PayPal, right? You got the Cash App. You can get money like that digital. But before it used to be like money. You know, you've seen us pay with cash. But they're going to switch it up. And in order for you to be under control, you got to be afraid. So the devil's looking for people that are afraid. But Yahweh Shem Yahushai looking for people that are not afraid. So basically, are you afraid of, so it depends on what you're afraid of. Because right here, when Yahushua told his apostles, you know, go to the other city, the next city beyond, and you're going to find this and that. Lose them. Well, that's what he said next. But the point is, would you be afraid if someone already told you what's going to happen? You just got to go through it, right? It's like a mission. You play those games all the time. Like there's missions. Like on The Last of Us, there's missions. Like, you know, you might need a key to open something up, but you come up with ideas on how to open that key up, but the only way to open it is to get the key. But it's a certain far, a certain distance away, and you need skills to go get it. Like, what would you need? A hacksaw? What if you had a backpack and you could only put 10 things in there? Would you put water in? What else? You played those games. You know what you need. What would you put? Lighter? Yeah. A medical kit? A map? You gotta think about those things. What would you need to survive? Most keys, most locks open when you hit it hard with a hammer. So maybe a hammer? But what's a hammer in this day and age? A hammer is someone that unlocks doors for you, right? Like a key master. Well, I'm unlocking the doors right here. And I'm saying, look, this gang is taking members, but they got to be from this tribe, from this people, and then this is what you want to be. Now, what happens is some people end up dropping out. Better yet, let's make it because it's the same thing, the same principle. Let's say the army. They're only looking for a certain amount of people. You got to be a fighting ass guy. Alright, so let's keep reading over here. Matthew 21 and 3. And if any man say aught unto you, ye shall say, the Lord hath need of them, and straightway he will send them. All this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet, saying, Tell ye, daughter of Zion, behold, thy king cometh unto thee, meek and sitting upon an ass, and a colt, the foal of an ass. Okay, so now we gotta go right here. And Zechariah 9 and 1. The burden of the word, look up that word burden on your phone. Well, you gotta look it up. Because it's not about, if you just let somebody tell you what's going on, what to think, then are you doing what you're doing, or are you doing what they told you? You gotta look it up. The burden of the word of Yahweh in the land of Hadrach and Damascus shall be the rest thereof, when the eyes of man as of all the tribes of Israel shall be toward Yahweh. What's the burden? What's the word burden? Like it's your problem, basically, right? That's my problem. My problem is to tell you guys, you two are my sons, but you're also men. So what that means is, before you were 12, you didn't get in trouble because the Lord didn't look at you as a man yet. But now that you're a man, now you can get in trouble because now you have a thought process in your brain works, and you can get lied to, and you might believe those lies. So that's the problem. That's my problem. But Zechariah 9:9, rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem. Behold, thy king cometh unto thee. He is just and having salvation, lowly, and riding upon an ass and upon the foal of an ass. So who's if you're the sons of Israel, who's our king? What's his name? Yahweh and Yahweh, right? So now we got to make sure that we know how he's going to come, right? Because if somebody tells you, look, there's sweet Jesus just came back, and he's giving away free pass in a chariot, are you going to believe it? But what if they come and it's a guy with curly blonde hair, blue eyes, a white robe, and a chariot with 2 wheels and a horse? Would you believe it? No, right? Because there's a description of it. This is the book of Revelation. It's 1, and let's start at 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so be true, amen. So now that's talking about 3 things. So our king is coming, but what's he coming with? You haven't seen it yet, but you'll feel it. Maybe not. So those angels are coming with him. So now let's talk about he's coming back in that. So this time he's coming back in the most dangerous way possible. He's going to come back angry. He's going to come back to kill. He's going to come back to fuck people up. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a real good one. Because it's not fair that people should assume that he's just a happy guy and he loves everybody and everybody's going to make it. If everybody make it, what's the point of being in heaven? Everybody's going to make it. So why? Right? But, would it be special if everybody was a millionaire? If everybody on the planet was a millionaire, would that be special? What if everybody in the world had laser vision? What if you had a bag of popcorn and you just thought about popping it and it popped in your head? What if everybody had those powers? That wouldn't be special, right? That's the big deal. That's the big deal right here. That's the big deal. Because only these people can make it. Okay? Only these people. And the multitude, the white people that are going to make it, they're not really white. They're children from these people that ended up looking white. So it happens in 2 generations. 2 generations, that's it. Okay, so now we're gonna go into Matthew 10. So, all right. So people believe, I love sweet Jesus, I'm saved, I'm this and I'm that. Matthew 10:34 says, and this is Yahweh Shai speaking, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. So what's a sword? Look up the word sword. So Zechariah was talking about Yahweh Shai. Isaiah was talking about Yahweh Shai. All the prophets were talking about Yahweh Shai. So if you look at, now we're going to be in St. Matthew 10. So what did 34 say? Think not, don't think. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. So what's that first sword that he sent? Who runs this place? He's got a name. It starts with the E. You gotta know who he is. You gotta know Esau, right? Edom, the Edomite. Now, how do you know who's the Edomite and who's just a white ninja, a white nigger? You know the difference? There's people called Irish people. They look white, but they're not white. Those are Negroes. And you can tell by the way they act. Those Irish people, like your friend Brendan, they were here in America with us, but there was no stories of them killing us. There's no stories of them stealing from us, getting us sick, nothing like that. Matter of fact, they gave us wives and we gave them wives. So, you know, you have to look at the history. So those people will make it, but those people got to take a step back and say, look, I ain't white. I ain't no devil. So you have to understand that. When you get older, you'll know, because people will treat you different. And people treat you different all the time. You just don't know. So what did the Lord say he was going to come back to do? Huh? Bring a sword. Bring a sword. So for that first sword, this is in the book of the Apocrypha, or in the Apocrypha books, which are the secret books. This is 2nd Ezra 13. I'm going to start at 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. That's the house. So, you know, he's not a nice guy. He's not a nice guy. He's so dangerous. People won't fuck with you up here. Or you up here. Or at all. As long as you keep your heart right here, you know, you're never gonna be in danger. Now why is that important? Because we're dangerous people. At least the devil thinks so. The devil's afraid of us. He's making things like, you know what a chimera is? Chimera is a pig and a human embryo. So they can harvest organs. Now that's how you start a super soldier. Because a super soldier would have to have more than what you have. And you only have 23 chromosomes. You understand? So you only got abilities up to the 23rd chromosome. Now in these things, these super soldiers, they got 26, 30, 40 chromosomes. Those are abominations. And they're bigger than us. And if you search up super soldiers, they'll give you all kinds of scary shit. They don't give you all kinds of things. But that's why he wants you to be. That's why he doesn't put fear in you. Fear is an option. It's a luxury. And you can't afford that luxury. Why would you even be afraid? So what I'm trying to say is those things have power. Like there's soldiers out there that empty gun clips from the AR into giants, and they see them. So it's not just me talking about it. And look at all these people. Like they're looking at the sign. They're not so much looking at me. They're looking at the sign. And if they had something to say, then they would come out and say it, right? If somebody had something hateful to say, they would just come out and say it. But guess what? Have you ever seen those movies? You know, you watch movies and there's like Breaking Bad, there's cartel members. Now, those are bad motherfuckers right there. Like the real cartel members, they'll fucking kill people just to prove a point. Like they'll go days without eating. We can't even go a whole 8 hours without eating. That's called luxury. So these soldiers, they're coming for us. And it's okay to be scared, but don't be afraid. And don't be doubtful. Don't be like, oh no, what? I did everything I could. Why are you doing this to me? Do you know that when a rooster sees another rooster, they don't think, oh, I'm gonna get in a fight with this guy, and I hope I win. No, they say, I have to kill this motherfucker because he's trying to take my chickens. But do you think the chickens are stupid? That's a very intelligent thing to do. My big rooster is smart. I could let him out so he could walk around, did some exercise, but he fucking started to fight with the other rooster. And then now they're both hurt. So I went to go pick up the American rooster, and the American rooster told me basically pick him up, put him away. So I did. He came into my hands, and then he was gone, and I put him away, and then the other black rooster walked towards me and turned around so I could pick him up and put him in his cage. That's intelligence, right? But they didn't say anything to me, so how am I supposed to know that that's intelligence? Because I'm spiritual. That's intelligence. You know, he's trying to tell me, look, I need to rest. All right? 2nd Ezra 13 and 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. So now that means, verse 5 means that all the angels came down. Wait. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered a multitude of men. So there was people that are coming up to fight Yahushua, where Yahushua made himself a spaceship. Big one. That's what it's saying. Let's see. Alright. And verse 8 says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yes, stirred fight. So that's what it means over here on Matthew 10 and 34. Because all these armies are gathering in the Middle East right now to fight Yahushua. So, what do you think about that? But you don't know. They're coming to fight him. Or they're already here, but they're building their technology to try to fight him. So everything that you see out here is built to support the beast, right? All right. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue cast out sparks and tempest. So all Yahushua has to do is say, destroy or wound, blah blah blah. Now that means that words have power, right? When your teachers talk to you and then they say, "Oh, you're not a good student," blah blah. That has an effect on your body, because that's called a spell. That's why we don't like public schools. They're all a bunch of witches. Not all of them. The ones that the ones. And they'll say stuff like, "I'm gonna get you," or they'll say something. You know which ones they are. They're the ones that kick you out of school. So it's like those people right there. They don't believe. So the Lord saw that there was a bunch of spaceships, a bunch of jets, a bunch of tanks, a bunch of guns. Just imagine this whole parking lot filled with people that want to kill us. And all I had to do is say, "Help me, Yahushua." And then all those people turn into beef jerky. I don't think you get it. I don't think you get it. But you will. You'll understand. Basically, we're still in 2nd Ezra 13 and 10. I'm going to read it again. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire. Now, do you remember watching Godzilla? So what did he do out of his mouth? That laser, right? That big giant laser. So either he's gonna get a cannon, put it in his mouth and shoot it out of his mouth, or he's gonna command that fire to come out of his mouth. See, and all this is gonna happen to this planet. And out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempest. So all those things are missiles, rockets, guns, war, everything. So all those things are going to happen. So now, 2nd Ezra 13 and 11. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So that's the power of Yahushua. But people say, "Oh, he's a loving God." All he does is love. He loves his people, yeah, okay. And he doesn't just do all love. Isaiah 45 and 7 will tell you different. So now back over here, Matthew 10 and 33. But, alright, let's start at 30. But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. That means nothing is going to happen without him knowing. 31. Fear ye not, therefore ye are more valued than many sparrows. Whosoever there shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. So that's why this is important to people, the Israelites all over the world. You can't keep watched all the time. If you have $100 and you don't tell your friends about it, they're gonna be like, man, I wish we got some money. And then you're gonna have a secret and not tell them that you have money. Well, your Hawashai's the kind of guy that, look guys, I found $100. Let's go do something. You know, that's the kind of guy he is. So that's the kind of guy you gotta be. You can't be like, oh man, I can't tell nobody. And people want to know anyways, because you'll change. Every day is a change. Every day you understand something. Every day is different. We're not gonna come out here every week and it's gonna be cool like this. Sometimes it's gonna be hot as fuck. Sometimes it's gonna be cold as fuck. Sometimes it's gonna feel good. Sometimes, it's gonna be nice, but not all the time. But it's important for us to come out here because we're confessing. We gotta confess. People come out here, what are you doing? All you know is just preaching the downfall of this kingdom called Babylon the Great. So now going back to Matthew 21, which you are on, we're on verse 5. Matthew 21 and 5, tell ye the daughter of Zion. So the daughter of Zion is basically all of these people. All these people right here. And actually Zion is just these three tribes. Zion is actually these three tribes, and Jerusalem is all of them together. Because at that time, the Babylonian captivity took these people, the southern kingdom, tribe of Judah, and put them under captivity. And another kingdom took us and sent us around all over the world. Now, see, look at that man. That man looks like an Edomite, but he ran into that thing because he's a base. See, this is just, to us, this is just a stick with information. To them, this is the end of their world. Oh shit, them niggas are waking up. That's what they think. I'm sorry, but I'm not trying to be funny. That's what these people think about us. That's what they think about us. They'll be like, I'll kill my daughter before she ends up with those niggers. That's what they say. The white girl will take you to her house, and her Edomite family will be like, oh, you gotta break up with him. You gotta break up with him. He's one of them niggers. That's what they'll say. But that's a compliment. Because only these niggers are going to be saved. That's funny to me because people don't understand that right now it's calm. People are building. Everything's making money. Everybody's getting money. People getting jobs. People losing jobs. Life's going on. But all this is going to end. Like that guy working. One day he's not going to be working. And one day he's going to think, I don't have any food for my family or my kids. And he's going to think, my neighbor has food. I have a gun. I might as well just go kill him and take all his food. That's what they'll think. And when they think like that, it's called desperation. But we won't have to think like that. We'll be like, hey, I'm fucking hungry. I think I'm gonna go break into this Burger King and take like 12 Whoppers. And then you know how it's gonna happen? The doors are just gonna open. Angels are gonna be turning off their alarms, and we're just gonna be doing things that other people wish they could be doing, like eating, taking showers, sleeping comfortably. Those three things, okay, eating, sleeping, and being comfortable are luxuries. Because when the devil comes, he's going to come hard. The devil wishes he could come up right now and fucking shoot us all up right now. I bet you he does. But he can't. Because Satan's holding him back. It's like, look, I know you want to, but even Satan's got to protect us. He can't do anything on his own. He's got to get an okay. My shoulder. I went to go get an x-rays. The doctor said there's nothing wrong with your shoulder. But I still feel a great amount of pain. Do you know why I feel that pain? Because it's a demon putting his claws in me, making it hurt. Because the doctors can't explain it. There's no, that my bones are intact, everything's intact. But I'm hurting. Sometimes I hurt. I don't hurt right now. I couldn't do this before, I swear. I couldn't. You were looking at my face, right? When I was at home, I was in pain. Those things are called spiritual warfare. You know, you gotta earn those things. Alright, so now let's go back over here. And this is my point right here. So, you know, we're coming to the end of church. Right? That's how I was when I was a kid, but it was different because I had to go to a fucking Catholic church and I had to listen to the word to the man he was a good guy, but you know, it was a setting. It was a places. They didn't want to tell us who we were. So before that man died, that priest died, he told me, look, you're Meshuggah. That's the last thing he said to me. So then when I became a man, I was like, what the fuck's a Meshuggah? Looked that up.